The same year Henry Ford's Model T chugged onto America's dirt roads, pioneers in the Seventh-day Adventist ministry brought a fledgling but innovative brand of care and healing to the South. Like the automotive industry, Seventh-day Adventist healthcare in the South has undergone vast improvements, but it traces its heritage to several events of 1908 and even back to 1866, when the Adventist denomination opened its first sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan. At the beginning of the last century, Ellen White and educators Edward A. Sutherland and Percy T. McGann set out on the Morning Star to cultivate the Adventist message in the South. At a bend in the Cumberland River near Nashville, the steamboat faltered, and when the voyagers stepped on shore, Mrs. White announced that God had brought them to this site and instructed them to buy it. As a result, in 1904, the Nashville Agricultural and Normal Institute was founded, later becoming Madison College. Shortly after the school opened, a businessman arrived, saying he understood that the staff could help him regain his health through their program of diet, rest, and therapy. Nellie Droulard curtained off a section of the porch of the plantation house where she and her nursing students cared for the unexpected guest. The patient recovered, told others of his experience, and demand for care at Madison grew. In 1908, the 12-bed Madison Sanitarium opened. 1908 was also the year that another leap of faith brought Adventist care to Central Florida. Leaders of the Florida Conference learned that a tuberculosis sanatorium was up for sale. Unfortunately, the funds in their treasury totaled only $4.83. In an article for the Review, conference president R.W. Parmalee described the property and asked church members for support. After praying for guidance, the leadership decided in faith to offer $9,000 for the property. Ellen White supported the project in a July 1908 letter to President Parmalee. I hope that this property which you have described and which seems to have been brought within your reach by the providence of God will become the means of strengthening the work in Florida, and that it will become an important center of influence from which many well-trained medical missionaries shall go forth with the message of mercy.